Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial on Bugzilla. In this tutorial, we are going to look at user management. Here, we are going to see adding a user, deleting a user, and we are going to explore user groups. To be able to begin and go to our user management section and proceeding with the other roles and testing in the system like filing a bug and then logging in with the user's ID, how is the roles and responsibility divided into different teams and the entire user group section, how we are going to give which user will be in which group and what are the permissions they will be getting to do their roles as per the system or as per the real-time scenario. So I have created this 5 users that we will be using in the system. First is support team, QA team, dev team, business team, and we also have a test user. So let's go back to the application and continue with our user management section. I am inside the administration section of the Bugzilla. Let's go back to the user section. Click on add new user. We will create a user as support team, and I'm using a invalid domain just to have this user created. Let's have a password. You can give any password. There are other options like bug mail disabled and disable text. So what happens, Bugzilla is also offering a user creation system or a role in the Bugzilla for a user wherein you can disable that particular user to receive the email address. That means whenever a bug is created in the system and assigned to a particular team, and if that user is the part of that group or that team, then in that case the bug will be added in the system, but the system will not going to send an email to that user. Then go ahead and click on add. Before that, let me explain you what is notify user. When you check this box and add the user, automatically Bugzilla is going to send an email to that user which you are creating here, and they will be able to click on that link and then come to the Bugzilla application. Click on add to add the user. So we have got this user created. Once you create the user, the application is offering you the other accesses, like the user can be of which group, whether it can be admin or other groups as per the Bugzilla, that we will see it later in this section. And if you want to anything look at the other settings, you can look and then click on save changes. As of now, I've not added this user to any of the group. This user is going to be a normal user who can log in the system and file a bug. So one thing to be noted, when you create a user in Bugzilla, by default that user will be able to log into the Bugzilla system. That user will also be able to file a bug. And then coming to the other restrictions, there will be a little restrictions as per the system, like which group the user is, and accordingly they will be able to file the bug as per their groups in the system. However, that is something we will not gonna restrict a user. Let's see next options. Let's try adding another user. Our next user is QA team. I'm adding it. Next user. So here what happens is by mistake I did not include it at the rate in the character as the email. This is why the system is checking and asking me to enter a valid email address. Okay. So we have created all the users here. Let's verify those users. We'll go to user list. So this is the list of the users that we created. We have all the 5 users that we created. One of the user, that is test one, which I created earlier. So we successfully created users. Let's understand what is user groups. So once you open any of the user properties, you can just click on any of the user. It will open the edit user screen, which looks like this. I have opened for test user. If you look at this, I have made this user as admin. You see there are 2 checkboxes against all of these groups which is listed. So first checkbox is like you want to allow this user to modify these settings, and the next is the role which is given to the user. What does it mean? Say there is a super admin user, which is say admin, or maybe my name as server, or whatever user that you create while setting up Bugzilla. That user is the super user. That user can do anything. If you want someone to be there in the system as admin, should be able to perform administrator accesses. However, you don't want that user to be able to delegate that admin rights to somebody else. In that case, you will not gonna come here and not going to check this checkbox. So that means only the second checkbox will be enabled. So the user will be admin. He will be able to perform all these steps, all the settings configurations. However, that admin user will not be able to make another user as admin. So this is the meaning of this first checkbox. Let's understand what is meaning of this groups. To be able to understand this, let's go back to the our administration section and click on group. Here you should be able to see these groups here listed, and what is the description for this, and what are the action here. So here from the user list you can quickly able to pick up which group you want to assign to the selected user. To able to understand this, we have to go back to the group section. So I am in the group page. First is administrator. So simply whoever is added to the admin section, that user will be able to have all the accesses in the system, and that user will be admin. At the same time, very important is debug group is there. That means the that user will also be able to run a sanity test in the application to be able to find if there are any issues in the application and the database. Then we can see it says B set can use whine to others. So whining is something a report which is there, and that report can be scheduled on a particular frequency, like daily at a particular time, or maybe weekly, maybe monthly, or maybe yearly. So whatever is the frequency that you want to schedule, so that kind of functionality that user be able to use for itself and also will be able to uh, schedule for other users. Same thing, the next is user can configure while winding reports for self. That means if the user is having access to this group, that user will be able to schedule report for herself or himself. Then BZ Quip moderators can moderate quips. So what happens is quips is something like an instruction somebody wants to provide over the bug listing page. So for example, you're on the bug search screen, you click on search and find for a bug. On top of that, there can be a message that you want to display. Uh, that is something a feature called quips. So moderators are like they are the approvers. If somebody is trying to create quips, it goes for a approval to moderators. So when the moderators approve that quip, then only that particular quip will be visible on top of the bug listing page. Then we have BZ doers, so can perform action as other users. Basically, these are the like users who perform action for the other users, meaning they can impersonate other users. So Bugzilla has got this feature. More likely, I would always advise that don't assign this particular feature or this group to any user, because that user then be able to log in as other users. That is something I would say not to have that particular role enabled. Then we have cannot be impersonated by other users. That is good to have. We can always check this so that a user will not be able to impersonate it by other user. Then can confirm a bug or market duplicate. So if you have a business team which is responsible to confirm if that is a bug in the system, or if someone wants to mark that particular bug as duplicate, so whoever has the can confirm role, or you say group, that user will be able to confirm a bug or mark a bug as duplicate. Create user group can create and destroy bugs. So any users will be part of this. They will be able to create and destroy the bugs. Edit bugs can edit all bug fields. Whoever has edit bugs group, they will be able to edit all the bug fields. Bug fields meaning, for example, if you have a table and there are columns, so whatever are the columns, that columns are the fields in Bugzilla, and that user whoever has the group of this edit bugs, that user will be able to edit all the fields. Edit classification can create, destroy and edit classifications. So we have classifications enable or disable option. If you have that classification enabled, that user will be able to add a new classification. For example, we have a classification something like say internal bugs or external bugs. Internal bugs meaning something, say you have a application running within your organization that is developed within your own developers, so that becomes like your an internal application. When you say external meaning, for example, you got an access for ServiceNow, or maybe say Jira or some other applications which you have subscribed to. However, you have a vendor for that. So that application becomes like an external application. Again, those kind of classification is not really necessary. However, we have such kind of functionality in Bugzilla that you can take advantage of. Then we have edit components. So any user who should be able to create, destroy, edit components, that user should be having this particular group. So what happens is components is nothing but the modules of your application. For example, you got an application which has main feature of say playing a video. Then inside that you may be having certain components like timeline, seed, wherein you can forward, you can rewind, you can stop. So though other small features, those becomes your components in the applications. So here is like module of your application. Also you can define as sub module here. Then we have edit keywords, can create, destroy, and edit keywords. Keywords are also like a text that is there in the system that can be searched. We will see while we are working on bugs. Then edit users. Whoever has this group access, they can edit or disable users. Tweak params, can change parameters. So there are certain parameters in the system that we saw while setting up the Bugzilla in our other tutorials. There are certain parameters, those are like mandatory, and there are other settings. So parameters meaning something which is a global setting. Whoever will be part of this group will be able to change the parameters. Then we have report viewers. So this is something a specific report which is I have created, which is not really was available with Bugzilla setup. This is something I have created for our demo. So that means you can also create a new group in the system and allow users to use that group as per your requirement. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel, Tech Basha. Thank you.